Hey friends, welcome back to Acre Homestead. Today is Sunday and we worked all day yesterday at the new house. Today we're gonna work all day at the new house. Let me show you what I did this morning already. We did sleep in just a little bit and then I had to get some computer work done and now we are off to the races. What I'm gonna do first thing is make sure the chickens have food and water. They should be fine. I can go about 2 weeks without having to feed them because of that amazing chicken feeder. I can usually go about 5 to 7 days without having to water them, but it's the hottest part of the summer so far. I'm gonna stay in the shade. We're in the 90s now, and I just wanna make sure they have water before I leave for the day. So let me show you what I did this morning. If you watched yesterday's video, there was still quite a bit of food in those cupboards in the pantry, like the built-in pantry. And so when I got up this morning, I just started putting that stuff in boxes. Everything that I saw started going into boxes. And this is what it's looking like. We made quite a bit of progress. I'm going to leave a few chips here. I do need to clean all these shelves off. I wasn't able to fit everything, but that's okay. We will move this when we get to it, but it is looking a lot better. I do want to leave those lower big buckets down there because we probably will need those at some point before we move. But this cupboard is completely empty, so big accomplished there. And then this one is almost completely empty. Those cans are going to be for some freezer cooking we're going to be doing here pretty soon. And so I didn't want to take those up to the new house. We got 2 empty shelves, and then I have my vinegar down here, and I think I'm probably going to just end up moving that a little bit later. I also have my bar cart here, and I packed up some of my wine collection. I'm going to save and wait to pack up those glasses and everything when I end up using packing paper and stuff. I didn't want to move any of that yet. So this is what it's looking like. Josh is just getting out of the shower, and I'm going to hop in the shower. Once Josh is ready, he is going to load this stuff up into the car he's going to take to the new house, which is going to be super helpful. I ran upstairs and was going to get ready, and then this closet distracted me. These are some scrubs that I can donate, and I thought, you know what, I'm just going to go ahead and pack this stuff up. So I grabbed boxes, I got it all packed up, and it looks so much better. That closet was not a closet that I ever fully got functional. It just never had the time, and so I'm going to make a huge effort to make a really functional toiletry area in the new grocery store we're creating in the basement. One example of why I want to do this, and I think it's so important, is this weekend Josh asked me to buy him his favorite shampoo because he didn't realize we had any. I didn't realize we had any, and when I got home and was packing this, I just found 2 of his favorite shampoos. So by having everything in one spot, super organized, we're not going to run into this problem as much, hopefully. And what's the point of having extra if you don't realize you have the extra and then you end up buying it anyway? We are once again taking 2 cars up to the new house, and while Josh is packing up the car that he's going to drive up there, that gave me a minute to pack up this very last cupboard we have of canned goods. I had a few boxes, so I didn't want to waste that space in the cars, and these are the very last of the canned goods going up to the new house, and so it feels like a huge accomplishment, and I'm really excited for his help. This is what the car looks like that he is taking up there along with the dogs, and he will go ahead and unpack this for me so I can organize it later. Good morning, girls. It's Toasty. I love this chicken run we made for them. We'll probably model one like this again at the new place. This is that chicken feeder I was talking about. It holds 65 pounds of food. I can link that for you. It's been a game changer in my chicken husbandry. And here's our waterer. Oh, and they do need water. Okay, so good thing I came out here. Now they are set on water, and a few of you have asked me about this water system. Josh made this up, so unfortunately I can't link it, but it's really nice because it lasts for a long time. It is hot out here. What I'm gonna do right now is, if you watched yesterday's video, we built a bunch of shelves for the basement. I'm gonna get 3 more of those so that I can continue to build out that pantry. I want to be able to put all my extra toiletries down there, laundry detergent, any extra of anything is gonna go down there. We're kind of creating our own little grocery store in our basement. Josh has to run up to the new house because we are meeting a painter at 11. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to be there for that. He's going to come and do a bid. We're going back and forth whether we're going to have someone paint so we can just get it done and then we can move in, or if I'm gonna paint certain things and just have the professionals paint the trim so that it looks really clean and nice. So now that we've checked a few good things off the list, let's head to Home Depot and get some shelving. It's been one of the wettest and coolest springs, and all of a sudden it just switched. Now we're in summer and we're gonna see how quickly I melt. Thankfully, I'm gonna be working a lot in the basement today, which is so cool and wonderful and nice. I am going to also be helping Josh finish out the trim. I have not been really caulking. I guess I say that word wrong, so I apologize for that. And filling the nail holes and things because I need to create that buffer, which I've talked about, because I can do that a lot faster, obviously, than he can install the trim. So after we get the basement all kind of buttoned up and put together, then that's what I'm gonna do. And we're gonna cook dinner tonight on the grill. That grill, let me tell you, has changed my life. I feel like you do less dishes when you're grilling, and it's fantastic. So we're gonna make dinner on the grill. I'm not exactly sure what we're gonna make for dinner yet, but I know I have a lot of veggies and different things up there that we can make. I decided to run into Costco because I got this plain white t-shirt the other day when we came shopping together, and I really like it because it's long. A lot of Costco t-shirts are kind of short. This is $9. You know, Costco, if you like something, they're gonna run out of it. So since I was driving right by it, I thought, let's go ahead and pick up a couple more. I haven't been to Costco on a Sunday, and I don't even know if I ever been to Costco on a Sunday, and it was a madhouse. But the air conditioner was on and it felt great. It just was funny. I thought I would go ahead and treat myself to an iced latte since we were here, and we are gonna just have a great day together. I'm excited you're here with me. We just got to Home Depot, and I tried to find a parking spot in the shade because I don't want these canned goods in the sun as least as possible. As least as possible. I'm only gonna be in here for probably 10 minutes. I just have to grab 3 shelves so I know exactly where they are. So we're just gonna go in, get them, come out. But for safety, can lids, last thing I want is for all those lids to start popping because it's hot. I decided to go ahead and grab some boxes as well so that every single time we go from one house to the other, we're just gonna start moving stuff. I don't know if that's the most efficient way, but it just seems like it is, because then we're not going up there with empty vehicles, especially with how expensive gas is right now. You might as well make the most out of it. We really want the house painted because we want to do the ceilings, walls, and trim before we move in. So I really don't want to put furniture and things like in there and then have to move all that around when it gets painted. So I'm gonna go grab the truck, and someone lovingly is gonna load those shelves for me because they are extremely heavy and I'm not gonna be able to do it by myself. We got the truck unloaded and Josh unloaded my car as well, so this is what we get to put away today. I did end up buying 3 shelves, and I'm probably only gonna set up 2 because I want extra shelves on each shelving unit, if that makes sense. The shelves the shelves have 5 shelves, and when we built these shelves yesterday, I wanted 6 shelves on each unit. This is where all the food is, and I think because these shelves we're building today are going to be for household goods, cleaning supplies, extra laundry detergent, extra dishwasher detergent, toilet paper, paper towels, I think I'm gonna separate that and put that on this wall. It's been quite the process of figuring out where I want things, because we do have our furnace down here, we have some water access that we need to get to, and so it's been kind of fun actually, figuring out where we're gonna put everything. Yesterday, if you watched yesterday, my sister-in-law was here and helped me build these, and she is so quick and so good at building them. So today, I get to do it by myself. I wish you were here, Lacey, to help me, but that's okay. I'm glad that we figured it out yesterday together. There were a couple things that she figured out that are gonna make it a lot easier, that I hopefully won't make any of those mistakes. So let's get these shelving units put together. I decided to build them exactly the same as we built them yesterday, meaning the spacing between the shelves are exactly the same. I thought just for aesthetic purposes that would look the best. I think it would be nice to have one shelf that is for household goods, cleaning supplies, toiletries, things like that. And then maybe one shelf over here is for empty jars, canning lids, like new canning lids, canning rings, the food dehydrators, food preservation things. So I could have one full shelf for food preservation items, one full shelf for household goods, and then all these shelves over here as pantry. I've also been thinking, and I would love your opinion because it'll be a while before we move these things, but I was thinking, should we put the extra freezers we have 2 deep freezers down here, or should we put them in the garage? For convenience, I think it would be nice if they were in the garage, but also, on the other hand, I think it would be nice if they were down here because then all the bulk food is down here as opposed to here and the garage. My dog made a bed out of the boxes, which I think is cute. Another thing I've been thinking, and I need your opinion on. I've got that stainless steel table that I put the freeze dryer on, and if I have that down here, if you have seen that before, I store my food dehydrators and my canners on that. I could have that down here, right here as well, keep my freeze dryer down here and all my canning supplies on that stainless steel table, or I could put the freeze dryer up in that shop in the garage. I don't know. These are all things that I've been thinking about as I've been setting stuff up. So if you guys would please give me your opinions on if I should have everything down here in one spot. I also wanted to mention, which I haven't talked about this at all, is someone left a comment on the house tour video, and I have to say I really appreciated it. And their idea was to turn down here into a canning kitchen, kind of like an industrial style kitchen, because we eventually are going to finish this basement. And then when I bring stuff in from the garden, because there's doors right here, I can bring it right down here. It's a lot cooler in here than if I turned that old shop into a canning kitchen. The basement is cooler anyway, but we can also have the air conditioner come down here and we could completely finish this area. And I thought that that was brilliant because then I'm not carrying food from the garden upstairs, processing it upstairs, and then having to carry the processed food down here. So these are all things that we've been thinking about. This would not happen this year. This would be a kind of like long-term goal. But if we made that shop into a canning kitchen, that wouldn't happen this year either. That would be a long-term goal as well. So if you guys have any opinions on that, please share them because I want to make sure that we do this right. Now what I'm going to do is go ahead and start putting this stuff up in the shelves. And I want to completely clean this area and have this completely done before I head upstairs for lunch. Nothing has to be decided today or tomorrow. I think one of the cool things about this is we're going to be here for a long time. And there's this theory in permaculture which talks about, or in gardening, I don't know if it's a permaculture theory or what, but it talks about living somewhere for 1 year before you start planting your gardens, because then you can watch how the sun patterns, the water, the wind, the weather, you can watch one entire year. Now obviously every year is a little bit different, but you get a better idea of how things work. And so instead of just putting everything in at one time, right when you get there, you'll make a more informed decision after you've been there for a while. And I'm kind of taking that approach to the kitchen. We were talking about remodeling the kitchen right away before we moved in. And one, it's not really realistic because of shortages and labor and all those things. But then Josh and I were talking about it and we were like, you know what? We should live in that kitchen for a year. We should know where the stress points are. We should know what we like about the kitchen. We should know what is frustrating about the kitchen, because nothing's perfect, right? And if we live and work in it for a year, or I work in it for a year, then I'm gonna know, hey, when we go to remodel it, these are the things that I would prefer to have, or I would prefer not to have, or I wanna make sure I keep that because that is an awesome thing. And so that's just kind of what I've been thinking about this whole thing, is learning that it's okay if we take a little bit of extra time for things. One thing Josh and I were talking about this morning was these shelves are particle board, and clearly these canning jars have a lot of weight to them. I'm not going to fill this entire shelf up with jars. I'm going to try to evenly space it out a little bit and have the weight distributed kind of evenly throughout the whole shelf so that I don't break one of the shelves. We were talking that eventually we might want to replace the shelf with plywood, something that's thicker, and has a little bit more structure, integrity to it, so we don't have to worry about the shelf breaking. Or somehow putting in the middle some sort of reinforcement piece so that there is some, what's the word? I can't think of it. So that there's a support in the middle, because these canning jars, the jars alone are heavy, much less you fill them up with, you know, canned goods and food, and there's going to be a lot of weight to them. And I want to make sure that we don't break any shelves, because if we break a shelf, we could possibly break the jars or break the seals on the jars, and this is a lot of invested energy in growing this food. These are all homegrown tomatoes, all these cans from the last 2 years, so it's definitely a really proud accomplishment. Oh, this is chicken, this is not homegrown chicken. I put canning supplies down here, and I think I'm going to put them over on that other shelf, and we'll put our wine storage down here. I did not realize how big my wine collection got until I put it all in one place. I've been slowly collecting this, and I'm really excited about it. I'm going to try to organize them by type. If you're interested in the wine club I joined an organic biodynamic wine club that they don't put any sulfates or added sugars, and they're wines from all over the world. And I've been really enjoying learning more about wine and where it comes from and how it's made. I am passionate about where my food comes from, and it just makes sense to kind of learn and get just as passionate about where our wine comes from, because there's a lot of additives that they add to wine and pesticides they put on the wine, or grapes I should say, not the wine, and it's really, really fascinating. So if you're interested in that, I can link it down below. There is something so satisfying about putting your canned goods up on the shelf. I think we got all the canned goods, if I'm not mistaken, on these. Oh, I didn't organize these. I have some salsa I gotta take out of the boxes. But overall, super productive morning already. Well, I shouldn't say morning, it's already almost 2 o'clock. But these shelves are done. Let me show you, set this aside. This is stuff we're gonna bring back to the house because we're gonna do some freezer meals this week. I need some ranch powder, homemade ranch powder. I need some brown rice, and I need 2 peach salsas. And these buns are just going upstairs because we'll probably end up having brats or something for dinner sometime this week. So this is gonna go back with us to the other house. We've been eating every meal outside, but last night or yesterday when I was here and I ate outside the afternoon, my allergies, there's something blooming right now and I could barely breathe. So I think we have to eat inside, unfortunately, even though it's so, so beautiful out there. Courtesy of Costco, we are having the exact same lunch we had yesterday. We just finished lunch and I sat there, relaxed for a couple minutes. There are a ton of strawberries. If you watched the house tour video, we went out into the garden, the previous owner's garden, and there's 9 strawberry beds. So I thought right now, before I start caulking, let's go see if we can find any ripe strawberries. We do have a landscaper coming today to kind of mow, not do any serious landscaping, but just mow this grass. Let's see if I can show you how tall it is. Knee high right now, and it's gotten out of control. Something like mowing is something that we will do in the future moving forward, but with the trim and everything Josh is doing, he doesn't have time to do that, and we can hire someone to do that for us. And sometimes you just have to realize what you can do and what you can get help with. And this lawn has gotten out of control, and so I want or need Josh to focus on the things only he can do. I need to focus on the things only I can do. I can't really hire out someone organizing my pantry, but I can have someone help us mow. This is the strawberry bed. In here, the landscapers are going to mow this area too, so that's why I kind of want to get out here before they do that. And let's see, oh, I see pink already. I can hear the landscapers, they're here. But there is some pink in there, if you can see that. Oh my gosh, there's a lot of pink. Oh my goodness. Let's get these berries. These beds have bunny protection on all of them. And there are so many strawberries in here. These berries are the best berries I've ever eaten in my entire life. Can you see all of them? They're warm from the sun. This is where you can see how tall this grass is, and I need help. It's probably a foot tall. I honestly didn't think there would be that many berries out here, so I only grabbed one bowl. I ran inside and I grabbed 2 more containers. That one bowl was filled from just half of this bed. So if it's going to be this productive in the rest of the beds, we're going to get a lot of berries. And let me tell you, we sure did. Yeah.
I'm not even chewing it.
Just mashing it.
Just like mashing it with my mouth.
Look at the size. Oh, you can't see them. Too dark. There we go. Look at the size of some of these. Can you believe the harvest? That was probably the hottest part of the day to go out there. I'm melting. They started mowing and weed whacking, so the pollen and everything, but I just was like, I gotta get them all. And I got all the ripe ones. This is probably one of 2 harvests, I think. I think we'll be able to get this much more.
Just, you're glistening.
I know. I need to sit down. I need to put these in the refrigerator right away so they get cold because it was hot out there. I need to cool off before I do any other work today. Probably the worst time to go out there. I feel much better. I just rinsed off. I had to get all that pollen off me because whatever is blooming, I'm telling you, is getting to me. The allergies. We are now in a powder bathroom in the house, and we never took the trim down around this window or this is called I think it's called a rabbit, where you have between, no, it's not called a rabbit. I don't remember what it's called, but it's this little transition piece between it and the beadboard. Josh was in here working on it, and I said, hey, I can do this. I can do demo. I can't put the trim up. I don't know how to do it. So let me do the things I can do, and you focus on the things you can do. I only have to remove the trim around this window, these 2 transition pieces, because the trim we're putting in is wider than this, so that's going to get in the way. And then I have to do the same thing for this door. Remove the trim, remove this piece so he can cut it and give room for it, and then remove these 2 baseboard pieces. And that's all I have to do in here. I also want to say or mention that I said we're replacing these outlet covers. We're replacing all the outlets as well. When I said outlet covers, I meant outlets because they're beige. The outlet and the outlet cover's beige, so we want to replace both of those so that it's white and white. And this wall is going to be this green color from the ceiling down, and then this transition and the beadboard and the base is going to be bright white. This is one of the rooms that I'm actually the most excited about. It's just kind of funny because it's like a powder bathroom, but I just love this green color, and I think with the white beadboard, it's gonna pop so nicely. And then it has kind of this like old style shower ring at the top. We're gonna get new curtains, and I can't wait to like style this along with this old vanity. I can't wait to bring you along as we update this. And here we go, we are at it again. Demo is one of those fun things because you see the progress happening so quickly. It always amazes me how easy it is to take things apart that you work generally so hard to keep nice and pristine. I just take a razor blade and I break that caulking seal, and then you use this little pry bar and you can pull it off the wall. Now we have a pile of trim, time to take out to the garage.
and I probably won't make a dump run for quite some time because we don't really have that much that needs to be taken out.
We got all in here done what I thought we were going to get done. We're going to save those, except you can see I got that done here. Except when I was taking this base piece off right there in the corner, I realized this is MDF, and you never want MDF trim in a bathroom, especially one that's going to be right around a tub. So we are sadly going to remove this, even though we thought we were going to be able to keep it and redo it, which is okay too anyway, because Josh will be able to make a nicer looking edge right there. Even though no one else might notice that, we'll notice that.
I found that there was a silicone type caulking on the floor. They must have done that because it's next to a bathtub, which I guess makes sense, but wow, was that very, very, very difficult to remove.
Josh is officially in the main room right now. He's just finished the store and he's working, I think, on one of these windows. I'm not sure. I went downstairs and I cleaned up downstairs. I put all the boxes in one spot. I cleaned up the extra shelving parts. And I actually do have enough to do one whole shelf with only 4 shelves in it, but that might be good for the garage because we've got, you know, bigger bins that could go in there. We don't want smaller shelves, if that makes sense. And then I was gonna grill tonight. No, I'm not grilling. We are going to have pizza for dinner. I just went and picked up pizza along with some of our fresh strawberries. I gotta wash some up. And then I'm gonna go ahead and make up one of these sweet kale salads from Costco. And that is going to be our dinner. It's gonna be fantastic. That actually works out perfect because I don't have any leftovers for lunch. So that one pizza will be plenty for Josh and I to have dinners. And then we can have leftovers for lunch tomorrow. And then I don't have to worry about making sure that Josh has a lunch. So it's 2 for the price of 1. I was gonna show you how I cleaned up down here. These boxes need to be recycled. We got this all set up. I'll go over exactly what everything is at some point with you. And we got this set up and we made so much progress today. Talk about a fantastic, busy, fulfilling weekend. That's awesome. I am definitely ready to relax a little bit. Josh and I are gonna eat dinner. He says he's got a little bit of steam left in him. So as soon as we eat dinner, if he's still ready to work, then I'll start doing the caulking and puttying the nails and all that stuff. I hope you enjoyed hanging out with us today as we got so much stuff done. I want to say thank you for taking time out of your day to spend time with me. I greatly appreciate it. If you guys enjoyed this video, I'll pop another couple videos right here you can go enjoy between now and my next upload. And I hope you guys are having a fantastic day. Can't wait to see you next time. Bye, friends.